What's going on, everyone? I want to apologize for the technical difficulties we had going on. So, Kiki just arrived in the chat. So, everyone that do not know, my name is Anthony, and today is my first YouTube video with the one and only KEKE JABBAR from Love and Marriage Huntsville. Now, if you don't know me, you have probably seen me go live a few times with Melody Hope. And if you know me, you know I'm gonna ask some questions. So let's go ahead and bring the one and only KEKE JABBAR in. Everyone, welcome KEKE JABBAR.
Hello, guys. Hello.
What's up?
Nothing much, man. Trying to get in the Christmas spirit.
Girl,
What's going
say
on?
something. You are the hardest person to keep up with. If you ever try to get Kiki, you better be consistent in reaching out to her, okay?
Right.
You've been back for a minute.
You know what? I always have so much going on that it's hard for me to focus, So that's why I say I'll definitely do it, but kind of reach back out to me because I'll forget that I'm supposed to be doing it.
Girl, you already got the
I definitely don't mind at all. I was actually excited about the interview. So thank you for having me.
Anytime. They already put purple hearts in for you.
Oh, thank y'all. I love the purple hearts. Why can't I see the comments though?
Hold on. Why am I doing it? Is it not showing? You see it now?
No, I don't see it, but it's not a big deal. It's okay. You can just fill me in on comments.
All right, here come more purple hearts. Everybody saying,
"Hey!" Thank y'all for the purple hearts. Y'all know I love the color purple. I'm always have purple somewhere around when I'm on.
And you already know. I'm pretty sure you done look at me and Melody little lives.
Yes.
This time. Now you know I'm gonna ask you some questions.
We actually have a fundraiser that we're doing tomorrow where we're going to be doing some community service. And I just kind of want to put that out there, for all my peeps in Huntsville. We're going to be at the Richard Shower Center from 3 to 6. So come on out and, give us a helping hand, or come on out if you want, to be one of the people that experienced the whole giveaway. So I want to put
where she's giving away turkeys and stuff as well.
You know what? I don't know all of the details because this is Melody's event. She just told me about it, and I said I will be there. So I just wanted to kind of promote it.
Girl, Melody, stay doing something.
She's always shaking and moving. So and I'm always trying to shake and move, and that's why it's just so hard for me. But I'll be okay. I'll soon, narrow down a personal assistant and have some things that they can kind of do for me that I don't necessarily have the time to do.
Gotcha. Now I've watched a few of your other interviews with like Chef Dun, Scotty Nature TV. Scotty Nature TV was actually the one that referred me to you.
Really? Hey, Scotty. Thank you, Scotty. That's my boo. Scotty and Dun. I love Dun. The interview with him was so fun. Yes. I love Terrence, although I have not interviewed with him yet. Okay. I would like, and you know what? He was supposed to be calling me. And so where's a fan so I can throw
it? Did he call? Did you not see it?
Hold on. Shade. Throw my flag. My fan. Shade.
So how's the book coming along with the autobiography and everything about your grandfather? How are you doing?
Oh my goodness. You know what? I right now am at a stopping point because I'm experiencing a little bit of writer's block. Okay. And this is my first novel, so not only am I experiencing a little bit of writer's block, but it's difficult when you want to tell a story based on someone else's experience and in their voice. It's so many things that go into literature than just writing things. It's so, what kind of literary elements are you going to use to bring the story alive? What are the things that you want to put emphasis on? What are the things that you want to maybe omit because it doesn't really carry the weight in the story? Who should be the main characters and who should be background? It's so many things. My grandfather has an amazing story and I don't want to mess it up. So I'm hoping that here soon, my granddad and I, we can take a trip to his hometown. Okay. That way I can get some of the imagery down. Now I've been to his hometown before. If you know you're from a small black town, then you know that every year they would do what's called homecoming,
Okay.
right?
Yep.
And during homecoming, that's when everybody will come to the church. Oh my God, it would be so packed. And it would be everybody who ever went to the church or was affiliated with the church in any kind of way. This little small white church in the country town, you know, that everybody's packing it out. It would be.
Were you asking for an A and B selection?
Say that again.
Were you asking for an A and B selection?
Absolutely right. Well, we singing the hymn and all that. You know, that was a beautiful experience. So I have not done that since I was a little girl with Granddad. Mm-hmm. So I definitely want to take that trip with him again so that I can get some motivation and inspiration for telling his story.
Gotcha.
So I'm hoping that we'll be taking that trip soon. And once we do, I'm definitely going to put it out there. So y'all keep me to that. Hold me up under the fire. That's the only way I work.
Let me start off by giving you your flowers, okay?
Thank
I look out for you for not letting anybody spray you with your own shit, okay?
Amen.
And
a word
what I love about it is because I actually work at for a substance abuse program.
Really?
Yes. So you know, the first thing that they always tell you is that you never want to tell a person that I understand. Mm-hmm. I can tell you that I understand where you're coming from seeing it every day.
Right. But
I don't know what it feels like if I've never been through it.
Oh my God. And
now,
happy that you have never gone through. Mm-hmm. That's all I can say.
Recently, I can't give out too much information due to HIPAA, but I used to work in like the juvenile detention centers, and it was like I ended up getting away from children because I had like 5 kids that got murdered. I couldn't take them. One day,
oh my God, 5?
Yeah, it's like the thing is you hate the kids so much to the point you love them because like they need that tough love, and
that's heartbreaking.
It was one child also. Oh my God, a lot of people don't understand how it works. Like when it comes to going to prison and stuff, they're starting with kids now. When they get sent off, they have those psychiatric nurse practitioners that come in and prescribe them medicine. So once they start taking that medicine every single day, by the time they get out, it's a high percentage that they will be addicted to those drugs that they've been taking.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And you know what? But I'm sorry to interrupt you, but that's something that they should let parents and patients know up front. They should explain that to them thoroughly, because had that been explained to me thoroughly, my story would have gone a whole different way.
When I tell you, Keke, I decided to go to the office and I was going to pick up something, and I saw somebody that it was one of my kids that I've known since he was 14. I almost cried because I'm like, what is he doing here? And when I found out it was like he's addicted, I'm like, are you serious?
Yeah.
So it just made me go back to think about all those doctors that was coming in there giving all those kids those medicines. Now, if they refuse it 3 times, they're not gonna give it to them anymore. But the thing is, the parents don't be knowing what the kids are on.
Right. And that's crazy.
When you basically came out and told Melody, and basically you just told everyone your situation, I was so happy that you did that.
Yeah, it was a
story, but your truth is your truth.
Right.
So, do you plan on doing any type of book about that?
You know what? I do. That too is something that's in the back of my head. I already know what the title is going to be and everything, but I have to decide how I'm going to formulate and structure the book. I'm trying to see where I want to start, because you just don't know. As a writer, I have so many ideas, and it's difficult for us not to try to write all these things at one time. We really have to hone back, because it's like when that writing spirit hits you, you got to get to a pen and pad real quick. If not, you'll lose it. Yep. Really quick. Just as fast as it came, you'll lose it. So that's why you have to jot down ideas really fast. And it does help when you need references to go back to where you can go back to your notes and think of other things to write about, because that helps against writer's block and everything. And that's an activity that I would have my students do in my composition classes.
Okay. Are you still teaching at A&M? Like, what are you doing now?
I am not. I taught at A&M for 13 years, and I knew I didn't want to teach forever. Even when I took the position, I had actually my undergraduate degree was in communications with a concentration in performance. So I always thought I'd be a news anchor, and then maybe like go into having my own talk show. I used to always call myself like the next best thing since Oprah. That's the type of, if I could pattern my career after anyone's, it would be her. What she's done some acting, because I've done things like taking acting classes, and I had to do acting classes for my major because it was performance major where I had to, create I had to create different types of scenes or whatever it was that the class called for.
Technically, you in acting classes right now. You somewhat want to put it.
That's true. That is so true. So it's like when I finished that and I didn't go on to become an anchor, which I very well could have, and I really rethink that sometimes. Instead, I went back to get my master's, and I got a master's in secondary education and English language arts. So I was offered, the position to become an English professor. I always said that I didn't want to teach at the anybody, but if I did teach, it would have to be college. And behold, when I finished, an opportunity opened up for me to be able to teach at a collegiate level. So I took that opportunity because I was so excited about it. I was 26 years old, so I was fairly young, starting my career as an English professor, and that was something to be proud of. That was such an accomplishment for me. Okay. But after I took this job knowing that this would not be my final destination. So as time passed and passed, I grew bored, and I'm like, I'm the type of person, I need change. I need continuity. I'm sick and tired of doing the same thing over and over. It's redundant. It's too redundant. Mm-hmm. I need some thrill in my life, some excitement, because that's the type of person I am. That's the type of personality that I have. So it just was not fulfilling me anymore. I think that while I was there, I did do justice to my students. I see so many of them today out and doing well, and it makes me so proud when they come to me and they tell me, Miss, they call me Miss DJ because I was Dawson Jabbar. So, Miss DJ, you were such an inspiration. You could tell that you were one of those teachers who really cared about us. And I was. I wanted to teach them things that they would benefit from, not just in knowing about writing and literature in English. I wanted to teach them things about life, which leads me ultimately um, to tell or to explain. That's where I want to go with my career. I want to be a motivational speaker. I've always wanted that, and I'd always planned to do that. And a lot of times I did question, because whereas other people, had negative experiences while they were young in life, mm-hmm. I didn't really. I had only my childhood was amazing. I was surrounded by people who loved me. No one ever violated me in any kind of way. Everybody around me wanted the best for me and pushed for that. So when I got older and I said, I want to be a motivational speaker, I very well could have. But God said, nah, you ain't ready just yet because you ain't been through nothing. Little did I know is that was the course that I was going to take. Mm-hmm. But one thing I do realize about that course is that I felt a lot of things and energy related to sadness, depression, even wanting to not be on this earth anymore. Mm-hmm. So at this time, since experiencing that, I can relate to people who are in that deep, dark, sad place. I've been there, done that, and that's the deepest, darkest place I've ever been in my life. And because I would always say, God, why me? Why? I don't understand. It's not like, I was seeking drugs. I've never done any drugs. It's not like I went looking for it. It was legitimately something that somebody prescribed to me that my body got used to over time and needed. And then when he cut it off, you can't stand it because your body is craving it.
Yep.
Instead of him tapering me down, explaining to me what was going on. So what choice did I have but to go to the streets? And thinking about it, then I should have gone to rehab. But I didn't. I kept it a secret, and I kept, just being in places that I should have never been in, around people that people tell me all the time, girl, you don't even belong here. You don't even belong over here in this crowd at all.
Okay.
You look awkward even being here, even though I would be there maybe 10 minutes. If that,
Gotcha.
people will always call me out about that. And you know that it's bad when even the people who you're buying it from are telling you, girl, you need to get yourself together because this ain't you.
Wow.
And to have people calling me out like that made me very uncomfortable. And it made me think all the time about, how did I get into this situation? And how can I get out? And thankful today, I can say that I am out, and I'm excited about that. And I'm excited about helping as many people as I possibly can. Like, God, send me as many people as possible to help them get out too. I want them to know that they can do it. I've done it. Other people have done it. It's attainable. That's the goal that you have. There was one time I thought, I don't know how I'm gonna ever be able to get off of pills. Really? Because
How
I
old were your children during that time?
hmm,
How old were your children during that time?
my oldest was, how old was he? Let me think. It was right after really my last kid was born.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's when it really like hit the fan.
How did being on pills affect your marriage?
Oh my God, that's something that we're still dealing with today. Because oh Jesus, it's embarrassing, but oh my God, just the money that I went through is just unbelievable. Yeah. And so we still have rifts about that. So, it put my marriage in a really, really difficult place.
Mm-hmm.
And my husband is just not the type that you can go to for sympathy and
Mm-hmm.
empathy. He's more of a hard ass, and he's gonna say, stop crying about it and get your ass up and do something about it.
Right.
And so we would stay at odds just because of his attitude with it. Because sometimes you need people who care, who you feel like care and understand at least a tiny bit, or at least they're trying to understand. And he's just not that type of person. So it most definitely affected my marriage in such a negative way. And one day he looked at me and he was just like, I don't even know who you are anymore, because you're so different from the KEKE that I know, that I dated. And I had become that. Just way different.
So now we're gonna come back to that, okay?
Okay.
Now let's go ahead and jump on Love and Marriage Huntsville.
Okay.
I'll tell you right now, I got my baby cakes popcorn here, my red velvet cake, and my drink because I know this is gonna be a good conversation. So when I'm talking to Mel, I'm just coming from just the top of my head. I don't have nothing written down, no
Hey,
anything, because we're just gonna have a
that's good.
conversation. We're gonna let it flow.
That is good with me.
So
I'm so sorry. I can't help but I see myself in this picture, and I just, I'm like, I look so dang on swole. I didn't gain like 30 pounds in the past 6 months, and y'all, I just got to get this way.
we're gonna
This
blame
is ridiculous.
pandemic.
This is crazy.
So let me ask you this question first.
Uh-huh.
From the beginning of Love and Marriage Huntsville,
Uh-huh.
you feel that Love and Marriage Huntsville has taken a change for the worse, dealing with all of the arguing and ganging up on certain cast members? Because when it first came on, it was about three power couples basically building in Huntsville, Alabama, and
Right.
now it's like it seems like he has absolutely nothing to do with building anything now.
And
So
you know what? There are a lot of people upset about that because even at first, it was not even called Love and Marriage Huntsville. It was called something completely different.
okay.
Something dealing with construction and business, and they settled on Love and Marriage Huntsville. And some people in the cast did not like that because they felt like it wasn't representative of where they wanted to their intentions and where they wanted the show to go for them, you
Mhm.
know. So I believe that a lot of people believed, especially because it was on the OWN network.
Mhm.
But needless to say, Oprah Winfrey really doesn't have anything to do with it, because she sold,
Yeah, she sold a percentage of it,
yeah,
right? Yeah.
sold a huge percentage of it. So it's not even fully hers anymore, you know. So she doesn't make these decisions that's going on with TV. I'm sure she has a say in some things, but she doesn't, for the most part, she's not the one choosing the content to be aired, you know.
Yeah.
So when they changed the title, a lot of people thought that they were going to see some black couples doing amazing things, and unfortunately, because people, as much as people complain,
Mhm.
people love this. They
Yeah.
do.
Drama sales.
I don't know why, we're like that. We love drama, but
Mhm.
then when we see drama, we complain about the drama that we see.
Yeah.
Although if it was totally about business and them excelling, the ratings would be super low. You
Mhm.
know? So a lot of people were angry because it changed course and it started to focus on individual marriages. And we saw one marriage be completely dissolved on TV, and I'm sure that was difficult to go through in front of the entire world, because there were some things they thought that they had gotten past and healed from, and opening up that bag on television only made it worse.
Right.
So I think the show has changed direction, and I'm hoping that we can switch direction, switch
Yeah.
it, and show more of the positive things attributed with business and our families that are going on in everyday real life.
Miss Vanessa, she said the same thing on an interview with, I think it was Lula Abera. If you
Hmm.
all haven't checked that interview out, make sure you go look up Lula Abera, Miss Vanessa R. Tracy,
Okay,
Mama Van. She did an interview talking, basically saying the same thing that you said,
I
that
love
it
I love
changed.
her.
I
I
love her
will
too.
definitely check that out. Thank you for letting.
Now, let's talk about when you first came on.
Okay,
So, your cousin Letitia was the one that brought you on the show, correct?
yes.
Now, was there a reason why she brought you on, or like when she reached out to you, what was that conversation and say, hey, cuz, do you want to come on the show with me? Or hey, I need you to come film something with me just so I can have someone right here.
Well, Tisha always knew that my area and my dream was to do TV. She always knew that. So when the opportunity was presented to her, we had both talked about it, and she was like, let me get in good, and you're good. And I had no doubt that I'd be on the show because Tisha and I were so close. We did everything together. So it was impossible for them to be able to film a show and me never be around, in the dynamics or whatnot. So I knew that eventually I'd be a part of the show. I just didn't know to what capacity. So what she did is she would set it up in like the Brown Girl event that we did together. She
Mhm,
was like, well, I want us to do this event together, and it'll be really fun because we have two daughters that's around the same age.
mhm.
So it'll be really fun to get the girls together and talk to them about their skin and their skin tone. And I was like, I agree, because there's so much colorism going on today. And moms, we have to be diligent about teaching our daughters uh, that they are beautiful,
When did you
planting
do that
that
scene?
confidence into them.
Hold on, was that the scene where she had like it was like a leopard, or was it a scene before that? Because on
But
the
she
show,
had a leopard.
she had like a leopard top on. Now, when we first seen you on the show,
I don't think so. I actually had a leopard skirt on, I believe.
okay,
But I don't think she had on leopard. No, she had on brown.
Okay. Brown did have like black polka dots on it or something?
I don't think so. I think she had on all brown.
Okay. Because I know a lot of times production crews, you film a lot of scenes and they may not make it to the actual show.
Right.
Now, I remember the scene, I remember when I first saw you.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like you were coming in,
Mm-hmm.
but you were coming in too drunk.
Mm.
Because
Yeah.
what I find weird is that when you came in, she was at odds with Kimmy
Mm-hmm.
and also Melody.
Mm-hmm.
So honestly, I felt like from the viewer, the person I was just watching, I'm like, okay, she need an ally.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you fast forward now, we haven't got to that reunion yet.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like with this show, they make it okay for certain people to do certain things, but then when other people do it, it's a problem.
Okay.
You know what's going on with the MH these days? Because what is it, Melanie Hope, Mariah Hope? It's like something going wrong with them MHs for some reason.
I know, right? I know. 'Cause you know
Right.
what? They definitely did my girl Mariah wrong. I hated that,
Yeah.
because I was a big fan of Married to Medicine, and I hated to see all of that happen. I also hated to see the demise of her and Quad's relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand where you're going with that.
Now, when you came into the picture and y'all had that conversation about, I know it was with Kimmy and Kimmy and Letitia. Basically, they had a disagreement when it came to More Matter.
Mm-hmm.
And then it came back where Marcel had a conversation with Kimmy, trying to get her to resolve certain things, try to set up something. It was during her graduation.
Mm-hmm.
Now, fast forward, I remember y'all had a situation at the park or something, whatever the
Yeah.
celebration was.
You know what? It was for teacher's graduation. She
Graduation.
graduated from Auburn with her second master's. So yeah, it was for that.
Do you like the way that you was kind of brought in, or do you feel like they could have brought you in a different way?
Yeah, I wish a different way, because it looked like I was going for Kimmy, and I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't. I wasn't going for Kimmy. So, but the way that it was, I guess viewers took it that way. But the
Mm-hmm.
only thing I said to Kimmy was, I think you could have, as far, and I was speaking in terms of Tisha's voice. Like I was telling what Tisha felt, not necessarily what I felt, but I was talking about Tisha in that time. And
Mm-hmm.
I think she feels slighted, because I think she feels that you could have, had her back a little bit more, but some of that stuff get chopped up and made to look a different way.
Mm-hmm.
But that was the gist of it. I was just saying how Tisha felt. I was not necessarily saying how I feel. Although, if let me see how I can say this. If me would have been day one, A1
Mm-hmm.
at that time, oh, I would have gone at Kimmy hard. Yeah, I would have gone at everybody hard. Who I would have been more than an ally. I would have taken her beefs and made them personally my own.
Gotcha.
I've done that before.
I want to break down this timeline, okay?
Okay.
Because during that scene right there, you and Tisha were good.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Or was that just for the camera?
yeah, we were okay.
You
We
were
were
okay.
okay.
So obviously it's been going on before you even got on a little bit.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's been going on ever since. It's been going on for years, and there were things that happened in between those years to kind of intensify it as well.
So were you all in an okay place when she was talking to you about the Kimmy situation during that time? Or were you
Yeah,
just
we were in an okay place.
okay,
Yeah,
gotcha. All
we
right.
weren't like we used to be, because by that time it had been a lot of damage done off camera.
Yeah.
So the audience didn't know about this, and I was even a part of all of the drama that was going on with her and Mel off camera as well.
Okay.
So, people they think I show up at this Christmas party and I'm just coming in. No, y'all just didn't see me behind the scenes.
So before this show even started filming, there was already drama there but it just ended up playing out on the camera when they started rolling.
Right.
So was the comeback group, how long has it been since the comeback group dissolved before the show actually came back on? Before the show started filming?
I actually think they dissolved the comeback group on the show.
Okay.
They dissolved it, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Dissolved it on the show.
All right.
But,
Now let's fast forward for when you first came back on the show. All right.
mm-hmm.
Let's talk about the conversation at Melody's house.
Okay.
You know what? Let me take that back. After that situation, you remember Kimmy made a comment saying that everyone was trying to figure out how you and Melody are friends, right?
Right. Yeah.
And she made a comment saying that basically you had never been around for 4 years.
Mm.
So I'm trying to understand if they're saying that they never saw you for 4 years, but other interviews that you have done, you was like, I have a friendship with Mel.
Yeah.
So,
and we've all been together before. Now, Kimmy, in her defense, she says that she was speaking about Melody's events.
okay.
Not that we had hung out, separate from TV.
Okay.
But actually talking about Melody's event, she had never seen me in it, which is true because, like I said, I was a part of this drama behind the scenes.
Okay.
But already in the middle. And when Mel would invite me to her stuff, I was like, Tisha gonna be mad. I ain't gonna even do it because, and I would find it was a very awkward situation to be in because I would find myself, pretty much sometimes just making up stuff because I didn't want to be in drama. So I made up stuff.
You needed to go to the house that day when she basically asked you the question about, is this the first time that Tisha have ever heard any rumors?
Mm-hmm.
Like going there, I'm pretty sure you had a feeling that it's a possibility that somebody could ask me a question.
You know what? I thought it was a possibility that I didn't think it would be about infidelity in their marriage, but I knew that something would come up about Marceau putting that picture up that he posted. That was the thing that had just happened. And I thought the conversation was going to be more geared toward that. And honestly, at first, I didn't even know that Tisha, because understand the predicament I'm in. All these years, it's been this drama, right? So Melody and Tisha said that they were squashing the drama, that they were moving forward, right?
Mm-hmm.
Melody started attending Tisha's events. Tisha started attending Mel's events. So I thought when Mel came to me about being on the show, I thought, whoo, perfect timing. I missed a complete bomb because I didn't want to be caught in the middle of what was going on between them because that could have gotten nasty. And lo and behold, yet I still was caught in it. But I thought that she and Melody were in a good place. Mm-hmm. And that's ultimately why I decided that I would, go on and be a part of the show. Because that wasn't the first time that I had opportunity to be a part of the show. But it was just too messy before, and I didn't want to be a part of that.
And when you answered the question, you didn't come off like you was trying to be malicious or.
And that's the honest.
I do feel that the way that Kimmy went back and basically tried to make it seem like you was talking bad about her, you really wasn't. Only thing you just said was, like, you said I wasn't there, but there have been times that we have had conversations about it.
Right. We've had conversations about infidelity. And I wasn't trying to say, because it got to Tisha differently, okay? And not only did Kimmy say something to her about that, but it was also Stormy. Stormy, put a bug in her ear saying, well, your cousin was dogging you out and saying all this and that and blah, blah, blah. And that's a bold-faced lie.
Hold on, was Stormy there?
Yeah, she was there.
So she did have a conversation with Tisha?
Yes, she did.
Okay.
And I resent that she made that statement because it's simply untrue. And that night, me and Stormy had vibed. I really liked Stormy, and I thought that, what she had done was impressive. A black girl who's accomplished this, from a small country town. I appreciate that. Girl, I'm rooting for you. I see you. Kudos, you know?
Mhm.
And to have it just flip on me was just beyond me, so to speak, because they went back and said, okay, Keke was dogging you out. I did not say one thing to dog my cousin out. So if y'all are saying that I was dogging her out, well, let's put it on the table. Let's talk about what I said. Tell me one thing that I specifically said about her to dog her out. Tell me one thing. It's a bold-faced lie. I never dogged my cousin out. Ever. What I did was take place in some conversations centered around my cousin. And we were discussing Marceau and him putting that picture of him and Maurice out. That was honestly the main gist of the discussion. And it just kind of worked its way into Tisha and Marceau's relationship.
Mhm.
And most of that time, I sat back and was quiet and really didn't say anything because I didn't want no drama, right?
Yeah.
When Mel asked me that question, I was kind of taken aback for a minute because I wanted to make sure that I gave an answer that was honest, but not throwing anyone up under the bus. And I took my time and crafted that answer, thinking that okay, that was fair, and they completely blew it up and made it seem like I was doing something that I feel like they knew weren't my true intentions.
So after that conversation, how was the family towards you after that?
Oh, the family, was fine toward me. You
Mhm.
know, they loved me and Tisha both.
Mhm.
So they're not trying to get involved in our squabble because the thing about it, and if you've been around me and Tisha, you know that we always into it about something.
Mhm.
But this is as bad. This is worse than it's ever been before. But we always into it about something. So people really don't comment. They just kind of ride it out like, oh, I know y'all gonna be friends again one day. Just, like my friends don't even comment on it anymore. They just like, y'all crazy.
Do you feel
You know?
do you feel like what's sometimes stopping you out from resolving the situation could possibly be Marcel in her ear?
Oh, absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I've addressed that. I've said that. I feel like, now don't get me wrong, Tisha has her own voice, no doubt. But I feel like a lot of times what she should tell Marceau, shut the hell up and mind your own business.
Okay, where did she get this voice? Because we don't see it on TV.
You know what? I think I don't know. I don't know how to really explain that. I know on TV she does not look like she has a voice.
It's like Five Mouse Still Mouse on TV.
Right, but she does have a voice.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, they've portrayed her in that way, and I think that they probably don't show Tisha when she's voicing her own mind or opinion. And I think that Tisha also tries to be careful about that because she doesn't want to allow a TV show to have an influence on her and her husband's relationship. She doesn't want to allow TV to cause her or them to have problems in their marriage. She's like, this TV show is temporary, but our marriage is forever. So I'm not going to allow it to drain, you know, us or make us feel like, bring us to a point where we feel like we have to let it go because of a TV show. So I think that she kind of maybe is a lot more docile on the show because she's not trying to show that she's, I don't know. She's probably not trying to show that she'll disrespect her man on TV. She's trying to show that she's gonna stand by him.
So where are you all right now? Are you still in an okay place right now?
Yes, we are. We're
So
in.
you're cordial.
I'm sorry. Say again.
I said so. Y'all just cordial. If you're in the same room, hey, how you doing? That's pretty
Yeah,
much it.
yeah. And then you'll see. You'll see some things.
Well, Bertie told me that you came with it at the reunion.
Did I?
Mhm.
Is that what the people are saying?
That's why I know somebody who worked at home who's telling me.
Mm. Well, let me put it this way. I ain't no punk.
Personally, I know.
And when people come for me, you better believe Keke gonna come back every single time. One thing I'm not is scared. I ain't never been scared. So I ain't gonna start nothing, but I'm gonna finish it.
Now I know your auntie called you and she respectfully asked you not to talk about her.
She did.
So are you all still are y'all in an okay place right now?
Yeah, we're okay. In order for me to break that, she would have to come out. She would have to strike first blood. And I think she might have already done that. But we'll see. We'll see.
Key, this is what I don't understand. Okay, if your aunt can basically get on the call and say, "Hey, are you still here?"
Hold on. Is he okay? My alarm went off. I'm sorry.
You good. If your aunt can call you and say, "Please don't talk about me,"
Mm-hmm.
why?
And she specifically said, I'm not telling you, Keke, I'm asking you. And because of her humility in that moment, I agreed and I said, okay. She said, don't say me or Tisha's name. And I said, I won't say yours. Now, Tisha is off limits. She can tell me that herself. But, I respectfully not say anything speaking on you unless you strike first blood.
So is this just a family thing? Because if you can call and ask someone not to do something, ask, do not talk about kids. Kids should just be off limit. Indirectly, but with her saying that lets me know that Wanda has enough sense. What's right and what's wrong.
Right.
And even when Tisha and them did talk to her, she asked, "What y'all want me to do? Apologize to her?" You shouldn't have to ask that question if we all are grown and mature people, and we know what was off limits. Now, if we fast forward and go to the potato, what she was like serving everyone, so y'all can try that.
And the dinner that was in Bessemer.
Her scrimp. I'm sorry.
Her shrimp. Yes.
Now, was your husband with you when you was there?
Yes, he was. He was there.
What was that ride home after the event? What was that like?
Ooh.
Because you can't tell him that he was not upset, that he did not want to get Marcel.
You know what? He was upset, and that's what made it caused a problem with me and him. Because he doesn't like to go there. He's very reserved and laid back. So if he goes there, a lot of times it's pretty intense. Because even with our relationship, I have to poke at him to get a response at him a lot of times. And most of the time it works. But he's not the person he ain't gonna start nothing. He ain't gonna start no mess. He gonna chill and he gonna be cool until somebody rings his bell the wrong way. And he's gonna respond. So he was kind of angry, not only at Marceau, but with me at the same time for even entertaining it, for being a part of it, for putting up with it. And it's a lot of I told you, that this was gonna happen. And I just it was tension. Tension was thick between us on the ride back home.
So let me say this. When Marceau was basically trying to seem like blackmail you, or say if you say something, he was gonna come out and say whatever it was, but you end up putting your truth out. At the reunion?
Say again?
You confirmed whatever it was that you knew at the reunion?
Yeah, I did. And I want people to see, because I promise you, this is not something that I really didn't want to say what I said. And I tried not to all season. I didn't want to shade my cousin and Marcel. I didn't want to do that.
But you're being put in a situation where you feel like you have to.
I'm sorry, say it again.
In a situation where you feel like your back is against the wall.
Right. And they were calling me a liar. And I'm like, you can't call me a liar and expect me to sit on it. So you know what? Since I'm a liar, and I have to show people that I'm not a liar, I have no choice but to say, you know, some of the things I know. You know, and I didn't want to do that, but I felt, I felt inclined to do that because of the position I felt that they had put me in. Honestly, yeah. So that's that.
I want to ask you this question.
Mm-hmm.
If Melody was to leave the show, what
Mm-hmm.
would that storyline be?
What would whose storyline be?
Everybody.
Mm.
Because it seems like when everyone gets together,
Mm-hmm.
that she's the topic.
Mm.
And one thing about me, I don't know Ariane. I'm not gonna call her coleslaw, okay?
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna be respectful and call her name or whatever. But when it's all said and done, Melody isn't the one talking about her. It's everyone else that brings up situations about Melanie, and everyone want to say that she's this evil person. If she is this evil person, the way that everyone says she is, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, we don't see it.
I
They're playing
know
checkers.
what? I don't, and I know I'm probably get crucified for saying that. But like Tisha said, she has not experienced infidelity in her marriage. I've not experienced that part of Melody. You know, um, and people tried to make it look like I was teaming up with Melody to go against my family. I would never do that. I was team KEKE, not team Melody or team Tisha.
I live in Nashville, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know
Oh,
people.
you're close.
Yeah, yeah, we real close.
Oh, I need to come up there one day and do some shopping.
I'm down. I live downtown Nashville. Let me know when you're here.
Oh, let's do it. You shouldn't have told me that.
I know people that live here that's from Huntsville, and they all have said that, confirmed that it's true, that they know for a fact that Marceau have flirted with other women at the tailgate games when it comes to homecoming and stuff like that. These are people that I know now. And I know they're not gonna sit up there and just make up no lie for quite some time. Is there any truth to anything they said? I want to say it was in a contract where they don't want to talk about infidelity.
I don't know if there's anything in their contract saying that. I know that they did feel like, look, y'all are attacking our marriage. Y'all are going after our marriage, trying to find something that's not there. Will you please leave that alone and focus on the things that we're doing that's positive? We want you to.
Martell started that. That was Melody. Martell started that situation saying that, like, y'all haven't slept with 20 women.
Right. That's what started it all.
Now it's going to the point where everyone is ganging up on Melody. Like, let's bring Alonda.
Right.
I think the hairstylist in Huntsville. I think she lives there or something like that, right?
Yes.
Now, Melody is considered a producer of the show.
She is a executive producer.
She's an executive producer, right? Now, if Tisha brought you onto the show, right? Like I say, it kind of felt like to have an ally. And why was it okay to someone bring you on and talk to you about Kimmy in that situation that was going on? Now, if it is true that they asked Alonda to come on the show talk about whatever it is, and Melody did allegedly offer her $10,000 more outside of Carlos King, it's business,
right?
Because it's kind of hard to separate the cast member from the producer. I know that because I was juggling both roles when I was just filming the show, and it was hard.
Right. So, now, I don't really believe that, but that's rumored.
Yeah.
To have happened, but I don't believe that was the case. Neither do I. I don't believe that. I don't believe that Melody would pay Alonda $10,000 to come on to the show, and I don't know. That's a steep price to me.
My thing is, even if she did, do people not get paid to come on the show?
Say that one more time.
Do people not get paid to be a part of the show?
Not for the most part. Not unless you cast. No.
But you can negotiate to get something.
You can try.
So if they extended an offer to her, is serious. Allegedly, if she did, or if he did extend the offer to
now, yeah, with something that would be deemed valuable information, they might as well could have entertained the thought of paying her to get the information that they wanted, right? Yeah. I don't doubt that or put that past them. I just don't know and cannot say factually what happened in that scenario. I know the things that I've heard, but there's nothing that I can speak to that I can verify, you know. But you know, I have my opinion just like everyone else, but it's nothing valid, you know.
It seems like everything that's going on in social media, it seems like everyone is ganging against your friend.
Yeah.
And when she said that she woke up crying, and from the post that she put up today.
Wait, who said she woke?
Melody posted on her social media about she was crying today and she didn't know if she was gonna make it through, but she had people surrounding her that actually got her back to doing what she was gonna do. And I didn't know if it had anything to do with Stormy, and you know, her mother is tweeting all of this stuff about Melody, and I'm like, at this point, Melody is done explaining herself to people who are committed to misunderstanding her.
Right.
No matter, you can say the sky is purple or blue, they're still gonna find something to be like, no. And like when you first came on the show, you didn't know what you was getting yourself into.
Not fully. I did not. I did not anticipate that things would go the way that they went. I didn't.
Now, I remember, and then you let me know if I'm correct. Now, it's a lot of bloggers I watch. I love DJ Richie Sky, Funky.
I love DJ Richie Sky too. I love Kim. He's another one that I love.
Did you write that letter to Funky Dineva when you first came on the show?
I surely did. Absolutely. Yes, sir.
No, you did that. Now you know how reality TV works now. Because when it's all said and done, those bloggers, they play a huge part when it comes to reality TV.
Yes, they do.
The branding, promotions, and stuff like that. I feel now that you can utilize those platforms for whenever you do your book, whenever you want to start doing motivational speaking.
Yeah.
I look at Love and Marriage Huntsville. When it comes to Melody, she knows the game. She knows what she's doing. Right. And if you look at everyone else, not trying to be funny or anything, but I don't see nobody else on the cast really doing as much as Melody.
Right. I get what you're saying.
You want press releases.
But just keep watching. Keep watching, baby. Keep watching.
They're rolling now.
You ain't seen KEKE yet. Keep watching.
J-Bone, he said that working with Melody, all the celebrities that he worked for, that he had worked with him, she was like the highest that brought in so many numbers to the collection that she was doing.
I heard him say that, and I was impressed. You know, I think that Melody, like I said, she's always shaking and moving, and I think that she's doing an amazing job at building herself as a brand and being able to utilize the platform to elevate to other platforms,
and I think
put herself out there even more.
If they would start focusing on her and whatever they had going on, I feel like everyone in the cast could get back on the right track. They're so blinded by the drama.
Yeah,
it's like she can't win for losing.
It's just so much damage that has been done already that I don't think it will even fare well in trying to move in a better direction. Like I said, I really thought and believed that she and Tisha were starting over and were in a better place before I even went to the Christmas party. And you know how I found out that she and Tisha were not in a good place? It's because when I was on the way to the party, I was running a bit late, and I called Tisha to say, I was like, hey, where are you? You know, and she was like, I'm at home. I'm like, huh? You're not going to the party? I was calling to see, you know, if y'all had started and, you know, stuff, because I'm running behind. And she was like, I didn't get invited. That's when I found out on the way to the party.
Did she say what?
She said, I didn't get invited to the party. So I was like, oh, Lord, see, here we go with this, you know. Then I pretty much knew that there might be some drama coming, you know, that way. But and that's why I tried to remain as reserved as I could. Now, I was all down for talking about Marshall posting that picture because I felt like that was wrong. But as it related to Tisha, I felt like I tried to voice as the least amount of information that I could, so I didn't have to have any kind of drama with her.
Now, let's talk about the Madani situation. Were you there or no?
No, and see, at that time, a lot of people was like, "Where's Keke? Where's Keke?" And a lot of people thought, I saw a lot of people saying, yeah, she got her little 5 minutes, and no, I ain't getting my 5 minutes. I'm going for 155 minutes. Okay, I'm going for 55 million minutes. Okay, that's what I'm going for. So stick around. I'll be around a lot longer. Okay.
Next season, you're gonna be a part of a few more scenes. Is it true?
I guess you'll have to watch and see. I have to wait.
Will your husband be coming on next season with you?
We'll see. We'll see. If they'll have Big Daddy sitting next to me. I don't know. We'll see.
See, I want to because I know you can't answer. You can't say yes or no. So let's talk about your reunion. Well, no, let's go back to Madani. Do you think it's weird that Tisha and who else? Tisha and Destiny, that friendship. Why is that friendship okay, but it's not okay for you and Melanie to have a friendship?
You know what? And wait, let me answer that. But I'm gonna tell you why I said, what I just said. Why I said everybody thought that Keke was gone and all of that. During that time, I was not there at Madani because during that time I was my lawyer was back and forth with them negotiating my contract. And my lawyer had told me not to film anything until they met us where we needed to be met. And I followed that advice. I wanted to go, but I was not going against my lawyer. And so you're supposed to see me come back at the end of the season because I did film at the end. Actually the day that I filmed telling what the big secret was, that was the day that I signed the contract.
Someone just
so they got me back on immediately.
The cast
and I went to
I'm reading a comment. They said the cast expected Mel to fail and didn't happen.
Maybe so. I'm sure. And maybe hope for it too. I'm sure. But I was supposed to be at the Madani event. I was supposed to be at the event at Stormy's home. A lot of stuff. But I did end up going to Melody's, having that conversation. I ended up going to Martell's wine tasting, and we shot a million things. I don't know why I'm nowhere in that. I heard that I was nowhere in that episode, which was a surprise to me, but that's just how it is sometimes. So I don't have any complaints about it. But I said all that to say what happened at Madani, that was extremely unfortunate. And that goes back to one of those things of we should not talk about or have anything to say about kids. That was a terrible scene, and I'm happy that I missed it.
Yeah, it was probably the good thing that you wasn't there.
Yeah,
you would have been. Do I go for Mel or do I go for my family?
Right, and that's an awkward position to be in. I don't know. I just feel like sometimes she is unfairly judged. And given a bad rap. Now, mind you, again, I have not had the same experiences that other people say that they've had with her. And if Tisha has had those experiences with Melody, then I could understand why she feels the way she feels. If everything that Tisha says is true and accurate, I can understand her beef. But on one side, you got people saying this, and on the other side you got people saying this. So it's just difficult when you're stuck in the middle because you just don't know what's what.
I think right now it's so out of hand that the men are getting involved with it.
Yeah.
And even with the previous episode, it's all about Martell supposedly talking to Sheree. It just amazes me to see a couple in bed. Melody live rent free in their head. Okay, like she's literally embedded in their brain for real. Just really being honest. If, in the words of Tamara Roman, the camera can only use what you give it. And if you're having those conversations to sit up here and talk about someone who's really not paying you any attention, I mean, it kind of make them look bad. So a lot of people don't understand when you do reality TV, you really want to be relatable.
Right.
Do something that's going to get you booked. Something that it make people want to pay for your book, your brand, or whatever it is. Because from the outside looking in, it looked like Melody is the only one that's doing something.
Yeah, it does. And you know what? That was one of Tisha and Marshall's main complaints. They said that the show doesn't show what they're doing. But, you know, like someone told me, you are your brand. So you have to step out there and show people, you know, what's going on in your life that you want them to see. And I know that Tisha is more of a private type person. And Marceau is a little bit more outgoing. And
there's no such thing as private if you're on a reality show. You put your life up for public consumption once you sign that contract and those cameras are in front of you.
Yeah. And
so it's private
with that. And see, things, you know, I have no problem with that of reality TV because I understand that people want the real, you know, and I feel like you give as much exposure as you possibly can. Now, some things should be left to you and your husband, you know, that intimacy, that bond. Y'all can know that my husband and I have sex, but y'all ain't got to know what positions he put me in, okay?
Right.
You know, so if I say, you know, yes, we've dealt with this, but I don't give details, then people have to take that. I'm willing to give you, you know, a little bit. I'm just not willing to share with you everything. And, you know, that I'm willing to give people almost everything, you know, because that's just who I am. I'm a very sociable person and I don't have anything to hide. I feel like I don't care if people know my business or not. I'm a person just like anyone else. And who can judge me? People try to act like they're goody two shoes and perfect, and they've never done anything in their lives. They've never had a mishaps, never made a mistake, never got caught up in a difficult situation where they made some bad decisions and wrong choices. Everyone in this world has, okay? No matter how much of a goody two shoes they try to portray that they are. So who is anyone to be able to look at somebody else and say it's something wrong for them for messing up when they have their own mess ups that they need to be looking at? I feel like people project their own energy onto other people a little bit too much sometimes.
How do you feel about Marceau saying that Tisha was jealous, calling her jealous of Melody?
What was the question again?
How do you feel about when Marceau basically told Tisha that she's playing the jealous wife? Like
I would have jumped on him. If that would have been, if my husband would have said that to me, they would have had to stop rolling, baby, because I would have been on his head. Like, I was flabbergasted. I was stunned. I could not believe that he had the audacity to admit that on camera. I think, you know, people can take it for what it's for. People have formed their own opinions by what they see anyway. But to have my husband call me out for people to drag me even more and say, I knew it. I knew you. She was, you know, he just pretty much gave them everything they wanted.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So, I just felt like, that was not something he should.
I'm just trying to figure out where was the lie. Because I think if you constantly talk about this person, you are setting yourself up to look like you are jealous of her.
Yeah, I can understand that.
I mean, mommy business podcast didn't work out. And don't get me wrong, Marceau called your auntie, what he say, a walking day drunk, and she said, "Don't say that." I mean, that's my part when she said, "Don't say that."
That's funny. Don't say it, baby. Spill them beans.
It's like the disrespect is on both ends.
I agree. even when he said that our family was from the other side of the tracks, I knew exactly what he meant. Everybody did. And the fact that he tried to, gaslight Tisha into believing that he was saying that in a positive way is mind-boggling to me. And it's also complete bullshit.
But you didn't grow up on the other side of the tracks, right?
No, I didn't. But
where the division come in between you and Tisha?
Yes, however, I've always, because of the way that my mom's side of the family acted, I always went out of the way to overcompensate and show Tisha that I didn't feel that way. That I, wasn't jealous of her and I didn't feel like I was so much better than her. I always wanted her to feel comfortable around me and know that, I was for her and I had her back. And that's a lot of reason why now, why I was so hurt over things that happened. It was like you took this opportunity to make me look bad, and for what? So you could look good. And that just hurt me so. It really did. I thought we were better than that. And I don't think that they understand or understood the ramifications that caused me to have to go through.
Do you feel that you all will ever get back on a good track like how you used to be, or you just feel like it's just over?
It's so tricky. I go back and forth with it, up and down. Sometimes I feel like, you know what, it's just over. Many times I felt like that in the past year, especially. Because I told you, this is the worst that it's ever been. So, and sometimes I feel hopeful that we'll be able to at least get on the same track and remain cordial with one another because me and Cedric, we've done so many things together. We used to do everything together, and we had our kids together. So our kids are like close to the same age. All three of them, all three of mine and all three of hers, and they are very close, especially our little girls. So we have to talk anyway because of them. They're best friends. They are crazy about each other. And it kind of reminds me when I look at them, I see something so sweet and innocent. And it makes me think that that's probably how me and Tisha would have been had we grown up together. And because we didn't, and because of the drama with the family, that my family thought that I was better than them and I wasn't allowed to go down there because we were from the projects. It took a lot of energy for me to just try to prove to my family that I love them anyway, and that was not my way of thinking. And so many times I just felt like Tisha wanted to make it that way, and I could be wrong.
Someone said, "Don't ever diminish yourself with someone else. Keep shining, Keke."
I agree. I should not have. I should have just been who I was. I just didn't want to offend her by being who I was. Like I said, Tisha's real. She's very low key, and she's not as outspoken and as outgoing and sociable as I am. So I would go in any room and light it up, where she would go into the room and sit down and not really talk to anybody, or maybe just talk to the people close to her. I'm talking to everybody, So there's always been this light within me that I've used to shine it the best way that I ever could. And I did feel like I had to diminish that a lot of times because I didn't want her to feel uncomfortable. And I hate that. I feel like we could have been better together. You know, I can learn from you things that I'm not well versed in, and you can learn from me things that you're not well versed in.
Your cousin got too much pride for that.
Huh?
Your cousin have too much pride for that.
I can see that. Especially with her being with Marcel. Yeah, I can see that. So I don't know. I was just hurt by that whole situation, and I hated that it made me look like I was trying to go against her. I really wasn't. But then it's like when they gave that portrayal of me being that person, I felt like, you know what? Well, okay, let's do it then. Let's do it. Now I'm angry. Now I can say everything, that I wouldn't say before. Now I can curse her ass out, whereas I wouldn't have done that before. Now I can tell her, things, that's happened in the past that I've never mentioned because I didn't want a rift between us. Now I can be open and honest because I'm angry. And when I'm angry, oh my God, it's a totally different me. And I have to gain some self-control and discipline when I'm angry because I will go there.
Did Melanie reach out to you after the potato incident just to see if you were okay? And did
Yes, she
you
did.
volunteer to put the information out yourself, or did you let them know, hey, I'm going to speak on this. I'm just gonna put out there myself that I was addicted to pills. So
yeah, I just decided that I was gonna put it out myself. I didn't need anyone else telling my story. I
where
wanted
did
to put
bed
it.
bugs come from?
I have no idea. I have no idea who said that first or what. It was hilarious to me, all my friends, my parents, to watch people really go in on this bed bug thing. Because I've never, ever in my life had bed bugs. I mean, like, seriously, ever. Man, I would have a fit. When I said you a fit, ain't no way I could ever live with bed bugs. No, I've never had bed bugs. I don't know. I've never seen them. I don't even know. The only reason I know what they might look like is because I've seen videos about how to see if you had bed bugs and how to detect or watch videos about, how to kill them. But I've never had them personally. Like you see videos on TikTok about different things, But I've never dealt with bed bugs at all. So I have no idea who made that up. But that was a complete fabrication.
If you were offered to come on as a full-time cast member, would you do it?
For the right change, sure.
Okay.
Sure.
There's been any discussions about that?
Hmm?
Have there been any type of discussions about that? Because
Um,
I was told that somebody did not want you to be on the show.
I was too. And I figured that already anyway.
Is it because people took a liking to you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And by the way, to all the fans, y'all, I'm so grateful to y'all. Because honestly, with that stuff going on, it kind of made me feel like, you know what? I don't even want to be a part of this if it's got to be them portraying me in this way. And when I got fans who were supporting me and in my inbox telling me, we like you, we support you, that changed the whole thing around for me. I appreciate the fans. Y'all, I appreciate y'all. I want to say that thank you from the bottom of my heart.
You came
I
in telling the
appreciate that.
truth. They're not telling things about these lawsuits that's going on. We might see it next season, which I would never want to celebrate nobody's demise.
Right.
But when you're trying to portray to be something that you're not, you're asking. Okay.
I agree. You open yourself up to that.
You really are.
Yeah.
I just want to know, when did it get to the point that it's okay for the men to be so involved with the female's business now?
I don't think it's ever okay. Ever. And that's one of the things that kind of rubbed me the wrong way about a couple of men, that I had back and forth with on social media. And I'm like, now they know I'm a fool. Why they want to go here with me? Because I ain't gonna shut up. Why they want to go here with me? I don't know. But they better stop because I ain't scared about what nobody say about me. You say you got something, put it out. Put it out. I don't care. Whatever it is, my husband already know. My family already knows. My friends know. So y'all can put nothing out about me that they don't already know. That's embarrassing for me already. The biggest thing was the pill issue. That was embarrassing for me. Especially because I was such a role model in the community. And that just brought me all the way down to feel like nothing and feel like, how can anybody look up to me when this is what I'm going through, you know? So after that, anybody could say anything about me that they want to, but they're going to have to come with lies because it's nothing that bad. They're going to have to come with lies. So why men feel the need to go back and forth with females, in my honest opinion, men who do that are straight up bitches. Excuse my language.
Oh no, you fine.
But to me, that's a bitch move.
Mm-hmm.
It's a punk ass bitch move. So it's like, okay, you want to come at me like a bitch, then I'm gonna treat you like the bitch you are.
I'm gonna take it one step further. I'm a firm believer that when a man treat a woman the same kind of way, he kind of want a man to give him that same treatment.
You better hello. You better say it. You better say it.
Just
like,
honest.
Girl, let me let you borrow some of my panties because you need a pair
from Baby Kate's because yeah.
Okay, nothing wrong with it.
Legs, hips, and breasts, right?
Right.
Damn. I mean, for the whole entire season, you have been disrespecting your wife.
Yeah, and a lot of people look at it like that.
It's just something about that those Scott's brothers, okay?
Now, I feel like that's not Maurice. Mm. That's the only one that I feel like Maurice is really cool and he's authentic and he's helpful. You know, I really like Maurice. I really do.
But Kimmy did say something on one episode, and this isn't to down him. She did say that I think it was one time where Maurice wanted her to stop being a nurse. And she, if I'm not mistaken, she did say she feel that like he wants things when he wants it. She's just not going to stop doing what she's doing just so you can be happy because that's what you want her to do.
Right.
Now, I feel like Marceau, he has the same traits. Like the way he wants Tisha to be is like that's how he wanted.
Right.
Now
I agree. Hold on 1 minute. Let me get some more water. Aubrey. And I was gonna actually you have some I need some gloss. My lips are dry. That lipstick was matte. That's fine. Thank you. Okay. Sorry.
Oh, you good. So even when they brought on the other brother, I don't want to give that person that much shine. But at the same time, there we go back to the point. Like if they brought Alonda on, they brought that other brother on the show.
Right.
So don't get mad when they're going to bring other people in that could possibly say something about the So be careful about the things you say. I mean, at this point, the way I look at life is that I don't have the time capacity. I don't even have the mental bandwidth to deal with people who pretend to be oblivious to how their words, their thoughts, their actions affect the people around them, and people that do things to be malicious. And which point they just don't give a fuck.
Right? It's like that's just selfish because you own and recognize your hurt, but you're not willing to own and recognize how you hurt others. And in order to, for respect and love and all of that to be reciprocated, you have to first give it. And if you don't give it, how can you ever expect it back?
Gotcha.
So
now let's talk about
out for me when, especially when Melody told me that after they told them that they were laughing and making jokes about it. Now,
about the brother being on there?
No, about my whole.
Oh, okay, your situation. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, they felt like they had to tell them because we were celebrating Christmas together.
Okay.
Although I had already been to rehab and was sober, I have never I have taken pills from family members, but I have never stolen any money or looked in anybody's purse or things out of people's homes. I'm not a thief. That's one thing I'm not. Now, I was wrong. I own it. I was wrong for taking their medication. I was, but I had a problem. And in my mind at that time, I was like, they ain't going to use them, because if you're not addicted, you never use all the medicine. Like when I wasn't, I never used all my medicine up.
Did this come back up during the reunion?
What specifically?
Like talking about the pills and the
Yes,
addiction.
it did. We did discuss that, and them saying that, and Marceau, you know, keeps he's sticking with the um the notion that he did not laugh about it.
Mhm.
And I'm not saying that I don't believe Melody at all,
Mhm.
but you'll see. You'll see.
I mean, at this point, Marcel and them are not credible.
Mm.
If you look at everything from the beginning to now, bringing your brother on, I wouldn't look at you and think, okay, he's telling the truth.
Mm.
Look at everything that you're putting Melody through. Not only that, you just sit up there and made a comment saying that she was a downgrade
Mm.
and Sheree's upgrade. And I'm gonna be honest about that. Now let's do a pros and cons, okay?
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, Melody,
Mm-hmm.
the one that had the building license,
Mm-hmm.
and they said it's open book, and Martell could not pass the test. She got the license. She
Mm-hmm.
has a degree. She was a school teacher, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's the one that pitched this show and got everyone to come to Huntsville and provided a platform for everyone to be a part of. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Now she have all these endorsements coming in
Mm-hmm.
with different people that want to work with her. She has
Yep.
her production company, so she's doing quite a bit.
Yeah,
Now,
she's putting out works and everything. Yep.
now let's go to Sheree.
Putting out.
We seen her on the Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
How many times has she been fired from that show?
Oh Lord.
Not only that, let's really be honest. We know how Sheree is. Martell don't make enough money for Sheree, and Sheree don't make enough money for Sheree. Being honest, it took what 10 years? It took 10 years to build that house.
Mm-hmm. It did.
To
Wow.
She by Sheree when it was She by Shin. She still didn't do it. She not gonna happen. I mean, it is what it is.
Mm.
And not only that, allegedly she doesn't have a high school diploma.
Oh wow.
Allegedly. So who's really the upgrade and downgrade?
I agree. I agree with that. Although, I mean, I'm not trying to dish Sheree. I do like Sheree,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't see her being an upgrade from Melody, who's always shaking and moving and independent and, beautiful, gorgeous, well, beautiful body. I just don't see, I don't see how that could be considered an upgrade at all. I just don't. But
And it's not about putting them against each other, but let's really call it what it is.
and I don't even really think that he believes that. Why would you say that? Why would you call out that your wife might be jealous of her?
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe that he really believes that. I believe that he just did it to try to be low down.
I think you believe it. I believe it.
Yeah, I just don't see how he could. Marceau is not he's not oblivious to Mel being the boss chick that she is.
Sure.
He's not oblivious to it. I actually think that he kind of admires and looks up to her a little bit.
He won't say it.
I'm not saying like sexual.
Yeah, I know that. I'm just saying he's not gonna say it just because of.
No, he'll never say it. But I believe that because that's what I saw when they started hanging out with Mel and Martell. Anytime we were all around each other, that's what I saw. Okay. I saw him value things that she said and things that they did, and I'm sure that that has not changed.
Let's talk about the reunion.
Mm-hmm.
Who was the prop for?
You know what? You'll see. Only thing I say about the prop is that it was, oh my God, it was so funny. I laughed. Oh my God, I laughed till I couldn't laugh no more. It was funny. Mm-hmm. It was funny. That's all I can say about that. Be prepared to laugh. It was funny.
Okay. Did everyone have their shoes in the shoebox?
You know what? I hope so, because I know I sure did. And you can see the Dolce and you can see the Gabbana loud and clear. Mm-hmm. Loud and clear. Now, I don't even know where that statement came from. They didn't air it, but when she said that, I was like, well, you the one who likes shopping at CJ Maxx and Mars, maybe they couldn't air it because it was actual places being said. But I've always shopped and had the best. Because my mom, when I was a little girl, my mom always worked in she's always been a makeup artist. Like she worked for Clinique, Estee Lauder, so many all the dang on Lancome, all the different makeup stations in the mall. And she stayed in retail so long, so she started becoming like the store manager and things like that. So my mom, her last retail position was at Nordstrom's, right? And we all, her, me, my mom, my sisters, we ate Nordstrom's up with that discount. So we're used to. My mom likes the finer things. She's never like my mom won't even use paper plates in her house. She does not allow them. She just thinks it's ghetto for real. I'm ghetto mama because we gonna use paper plates and I ain't doing all them dishes all the time. But my mom has always been very particular about the types of things that she allowed us to put on and wear. I mean everything. So I've never been designer things are not new to me as they are to some people now. I've always had designer things.
Were you the reason why your cousin got up and walked off the stage?
Yeah, in a sense, yeah. But she was the main reason why she walked off the stage.
Was it because the truth was coming out?
Huh?
Is it because the truth was coming out?
Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
Okay.
You'll see.
What is something that you can tell the audience? Just a little small, just something that we can be waiting for when it comes to the reunion.
That's something that I can tell the audience. That I'll give you a few things. It was fun to meet all of the people from OWN and Carlos King. That's one thing. It was cool. I love the dressing rooms. They were absolutely amazing. And I had my own dressing room with Keke up on there. And I know that people felt some kind of way about that, baby. Oh, I enjoyed that so much. And some of us bought in terms of in terms of looks and fashion. A lot of the ladies look absolutely gorgeous and beautiful. And let me think something else. They had me staying in a different hotel from everybody else because I was like the surprise factor. And at first I was like, why am I staying in a different hotel from everybody else? Until I saw, because the hotel that they were staying in was this big grandiose, Marriott. And the hotel I was staying in was like this little small hotel. And then I went inside of my room and I fell in love with that hotel. If we go back next year and we're in the same place, I'm gonna ask for that hotel room again. And one of the producers told me later, yeah, that hotel that you're in is actually a hotel where they say a lot of people come when they're writing books to finish their books. I said, no wonder that hotel is so amazing to me. It's just small and it's
somebody asked the question. They said, who had a problem with the dressing room?
Who had a what?
Who had a problem with the dressing room?
I don't think anybody had a problem with the dressing room. I think it was a problem with my name being on my own dressing room. And it's the same people that you could assume don't want me on the show.
It's always family, girl.
Right. So, let me think. What else? So that's the story on the room. I loved my hotel. And on some scene, I actually, when I was there, Wanda was on the couch also. So you kind of see me and Wanda face off too.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
So basically she started back with you.
She what now?
Basically started back with you again.
You'll see.
So
you'll see. But it's okay with me. You started, I'm gonna finish it every time.
Did she cook? Did she cater the the
No.
Y'all didn't have no show enough Wonder?
No. So not. So not.
It's gonna be 3 parts. Destiny.
Mm-hmm.
Would anyone ever say what happened with her and LeBerry? Question:
You know what?
Do y'all know what happened between her and LeBerry?
I think that some people know. I know things through other people that's LeBerry's family, so they could be biased in what they're what they're telling me.
Did it have anything to do with her not taking the last name, or was it? Of course, it was more than that.
What I mean, from what they told me, that was one of the things that kind of played a part in it, but in a different way from what people really think. And yeah, so yeah, I think that when Destiny is ready, then she'll come out and she'll tell why about the demise of her marriage.
I mean, by the time they get there, people probably won't even care anymore. Still on the show.
I get it, but I
Right
don't know. You have to. I get that we're on a reality show, but I think that sometimes you have to give people enough grace to heal.
We done gave her grace and mercy. So right
now, you said you ain't the Lord.
If she need to repent and go ahead and come on and backslide and do what she already backslide. So
I hear you. I don't know why she's not ready and willing to be upfront about what happened. And
I almost need to put her off if she ain't ready to talk, because everybody else talking about their situations. Well, almost everybody, and some stuff is about to come out. So if she's not ready to talk, why is she on there? I mean, besides copying off a mail.
That's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
But it's one that I do not know the answer to. I don't, because I've only had a few interactions with Destiny, and she was nice, and I met her son-in-law. He's such the cutest little chubby baby. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, he is so adorable. And every time I met her, she was cool. So I don't have a problem with Destiny. But I've had very little interactions with her as well, because most of the time I film it's either with Melody or Tisha or Marceau or all of us. You
need to be on the cast then. The Whitlows can go. I'm just sorry they didn't do it for me. Now Stormy and her husband, I actually like them. Now I love that her husband put Marceau in his place, saying that you don't want to work with a woman, you just want to work with a female. And I'm like, okay, about time somebody has finally said that to him, other than the counselor.
Now I haven't seen that yet. So how did that go down? Tell me the gist of that.
They were playing basketball.
Okay.
So it happened at the gym. Mm-hmm. And basically her husband was talking to Marceau, and he basically just said, like, yo, probably you just don't want to work with a female. Something he said that.
Okay.
So go back and look at that.
Okay, I am. I gotta catch up. I gotta do my homework. I've been shaking and moving so much lately. I ain't had time to sit down and watch TV at all. But I'll catch up.
I guess I don't know what's going on, because I guess so much is going on between Stormy, Melody. It's like every season it's going to be a new person added to the bunch to go against Melody.
I don't understand it. I don't know. I don't get it. But
I mean, Kimmy, she's going through her own situation dealing with. And I remember I was part of this panel. And what panel was I on? I was on Empress Radio. Comments, y'all check out Empress Radio. She's a good blogger. Love her.
Yeah, I like Empress.
I made. I asked the question, and it wasn't to talk down on Kimmy, but it was dealing with the cancer situation. Actually, my stepfather just passed away from cancer.
So, I'm so sorry to hear that.
It is okay.
I definitely send my condolences.
When it comes to the comments, everyone who's going in, me and Melody, it was like a month afterwards. I mean, after I talked to her again. I went through so much from September to October. Like my favorite aunt passed away on September 15th. My stepfather passed away on the 16th. That's literally the day before my birthday. And then on October 15th, my grandfather that raised me since I was 2 weeks passed on that day, and that's the day that we started filming the reality show in Nashville.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
You know what? I can totally relate to that because I thought this was the craziest thing ever. You know, I've heard people say throughout the years that deaths happen in threes, right?
mm-hmm.
I've never seen that. But this has been a really tough year for my husband and his family because April 1st, April Fool's Day, we lost his mom.
Mm-hmm.
And she was the best mother-in-law in the world. You know, a few weeks later, we lost his actually at his mom's funeral, he was fussing at his nephew about the motorcycle he was riding because he's like, he always fussed at him about it. He's like, these things are too dangerous. Just get off that motorcycle, man. 3 weeks after his mom's funeral, his nephew died in a motorcycle crash. Mm-hmm. A few weeks after that, my husband's father died. A couple of weeks after that, his sister, the mother of the nephew, passed away. So at first it was like 3 deaths, and I'm like, God, what's going on? Then it was 4 deaths, and a month ago, my husband lost his brother.
Oh, wow.
So I'm like, oh my God, what is going on? Like, honey, we need to get on our knees and pray because God might be trying to show you something. You need to go directly to Him. Mm-hmm. You know, it's been a lot of hurt this year.
The question that I asked was, Kimmy really going through the situation?
Oh yeah.
No, the reason I asked that is because on reality TV, I feel like sometimes, like if you look at Love and Hip Hop or the other reality shows, there's always someone, like even on Real Housewives of Potomac, Mia, it was always kind of scared when it comes to cancer. So I'm like, okay, are people paying to basically to show awareness, or is this serious? But someone told me, they said like, they was like, it's true. And I'm like, I hope they're not just saying this just to be saying it just to use as a storyline. Or I get it if you do want to spread awareness for it, but was it really true?
Absolutely, it was 100% true. Yes.
Gotcha.
And you know, it's difficult to see anyone go through that situation.
How's your family dealing with the lawsuit?
Say it again.
How's your family dealing with the lawsuit?
I don't know. We have not spoken about the lawsuit at all. You know, I kind of respect where we are in terms of us not being in the place just yet where we can talk about personal things.
Do you ever want to just call and just say, hey, are you okay?
Yeah, many times. There have been many times throughout the years that I've wanted to do that. And sometimes when I wanted to do that, where the conversation kind of took a turn for the worst. So after that, I just kind of learned how to bypass those feelings.
So why were you surprised at the reunion?
Why was I surprised?
No, why were you surprised at the reunion? No one knew that you was coming?
No.
Did they tell you to keep quiet about that?
They didn't necessarily say it, but it was kind of indicated, you know. So I rolled with it. Although it's funny because I missed my dang on flight, and I saw Tisha and Marcel at the dang on airport. So that was funny. And so they knew. It wasn't so much of a surprise for them anymore because my flight was I was supposed to be there for the 5:00 flight, and I was like 10 minutes behind. I didn't make it.
So when you saw them at the airport, did y'all say hello?
Yeah, we did. Okay. We did. Tisha actually said we should take a picture. And yeah, I was like, I don't think we should do that yet.
So what's next for you, Keke?
Oh my goodness, the sky's the limit. So many things. I think that I'll tell you what I want. I want you guys to see a girl that's still fairly young, you know, leaving her job to take a risk and jump out and become an entrepreneur by making herself a brand, becoming, you know, a published author. Although I do have one published work, but it was with the English department. We wrote our own book, our own English book for the students, and we published that. But this is something where I'll be establishing myself as a writer, aside from other things that I've done with other people. So I hope for people to be able to see my transition into entrepreneurship, me getting my myself together for a larger platform, and for people to see my path into going into motivational speaking and all of the things I have lined up and going into business. I just can't wait to show everybody everything that's en route. It's some great things. So I'm excited about that. I know one of the things, I don't know if they'll focus on this or not, but I also kind of have some things that's going on health wise that really plagues our community that they might want to talk about. I told you I've gained like 30 pounds over the last 6 months. And so my doctors kind of discovered some things, and they're doing all kind of blood tests and things, and what do you call them? Not exams, but blood tests, and dang, what do you call them? Like EKGs, and I have to wear this thing on my heart for them to monitor me for 48 hours. They're trying to see what's going on with that, because it's abnormal for somebody to gain weight, the way that I have
Someone
in the
asked,
time that I have.
someone asked, is any of the castmates helping with your brand?
Or in yeah, Melody. Yeah.
That's the only one?
Right now, yes. Now Tisha has
Girl, you better not say Tisha trying to help you. Tisha can't even help
no,
herself.
no. Okay, this is what I want to say. Tisha has encouraged me before to try to, I always told her I wanted to, get my
Kiki,
book out.
look in the camera.
Hold on. Let me finish this.
Hold on.
Let me just finish.
Sometimes
Let
you
me finish
have
it
to
for you to
encourage
understand.
yourself. I need for her to encourage herself first, okay?
I get it. Let me say it though to where you get it. She's always encouraged me to, like, go on and publish my books, all of my works, because I have a lot of them. She's encouraged me to do my own podcast, and all the things that she's encouraged me to do and that we talk about. She really took a chance at going for it and doing it, and I applaud her for that. Even though they didn't plan out, she actually did the things that I was telling her I wanted to do. And that took some guts to put herself out there like that.
I'll probably eat this slice and a whole cake and bake a whole nother cake before Tisha actually do something for herself.
Some of the things, like, we were supposed to do the podcast together. And when I looked up, she already had a podcast. So
hold on. She wanted to do the podcast with you.
Mm-hmm.
And so she went behind your back and did it without you.
Mm-hmm.
How's it?
Well, I know what she said, but it didn't, like a lot of things, it just didn't make sense to me.
What'd she say?
She said,
did you not fit the brand?
No, she said that because I procrastinate too much. But the thing is that I had not been given an opportunity to procrastinate. It was just like, because I definitely would have participated, because I've been talking about this stuff for a very long time. I just have never went full out with it like I should have been done. I should have been published my book. I should have been had a I should have been done this, but she did something that was really not in her lane. And I applaud her for being willing to take that risk to, put herself out there like that. I think that's bold, and that took some guts. But she said, because I procrastinate, too much, and that didn't make sense for me because I didn't have a chance to procrastinate. We said we were going to do it together, and next thing I know, she's presenting it to everybody, and I'm learning about it then as well. And I really believe that she tells Marceau the plans, and Marceau discourages her from doing things like that. That's what I believe, but I could be wrong. It could be my procrastination that I never got a chance to show. Because I have to be honest. I I have been a procrastinator a lot more than I've liked to be, and that's something that I am improving now.
Girl, this cake is so good. It's from Baby Cakes.
Next time, send me one, okay?
Trust me, I got you. When you come to Nashville, hit me up. I will take you to Baby Cakes Bakery. If everybody in the comments come to Nashville, go to Baby Cakes Bakery, and you will love it. She infused the cakes and everything with alcohol.
That would be fun. I would love to.
I'm gonna send the cake back to Tisha.
Please do. And also you gotta take me to the best restaurant.
Oh baby, I got you.
Guys have there. It'll be a minute because I'm about to start working with a trainer so I can get some of this weight off, honey.
Oh well, let's do that before you start.
Right. I'll do it when I get some of this weight off.
Girl, you gotta try this popcorn too. Just a black
Absolutely. Soup. Where's the popcorn from?
Baby Cakes.
Oh, same place?
Same place. You'll love it. Really?
Yeah, I'm a procrastinator, so yeah. I might be a procrastinator, but I am good. And once I do something, I always deliver. Always. So it would have been better had she included me. Honestly, it would have been much better because that's my feel.
You have meetings about this podcast?
Say that again.
I have like any type of meeting about the podcast?
No. No, we said we would do it together, and a few weeks later, she was putting it out. And when I did say to her, I thought we were gonna do it together. That's what she told me. So, yeah.
Oh my
so
God.
Yeah. So I just accepted that, and I kind of feel like, you know what? Well, my dumb self should have got out there and done it like I was supposed to, and not only that, but evidently God wants me to go my own way with this because he knows how talented I am when it comes to things like that. Like I said, that's my area.
He went to Africa.
He did go to Africa.
Did she procrastinate to get her ticket?
Maybe so. Maybe so. Maybe that's why she didn't go.
Oh, wasn't that? Never mind. Shut up, Anthony. Shut up. Shut up.
Okay. I understand the feeling. I do.
I'm going to have to get Alonda on the line.
Huh?
I'm going to have to get Alonda on the line.
Ooh, that's sticky.
But my next
sticky situation.
I plan on getting Miss Vanessa next.
Good. I love Miss Van. She always has some wonderful insight and wisdom to share and impart. So I listen to her interviews because I always love what she has.
I want to talk to her about generational wealth and generational curses.
Mm-hmm.
Because she made a lot of points when she was talking to Lula.
Mm-hmm.
Basically about her ex-husband, them going through a divorce. And I really want to talk about generational curses with her.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
Break certain things and watch her daughter go through something. And then
that's a good one. That's a good one. And it's something that we all deal with, especially in, Black families. Not to say that they don't in, Caucasian families or any other families. I just believe that we go through some of the same types of generational trauma and a lot of the same types of things, that we have to overcome because of our culture.
Y'all started filming the new season, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's that been?
You know what?
How many scenes have you done so far?
I've heard that it's been great so far. I've heard that it's been great.
How many scenes have you done?
Who said that I've done any?
You didn't say no either.
You shall see. You shall see.
Okay.
So,
I'm happy for you. Get your check.
I'm gonna do it every time.
Is there anybody that's not returning?
You know what? I have some questions.
I understand if the Whitlows don't return, they're having a baby.
Mm-hmm.
It's time to move on.
Yeah, I have some questions, but I don't know just yet. So I'd say give me another few weeks and I'll know for sure.
Okay.
Yep. I listen to what the people tell me. That's all.
How did Melody hold up at the reunion?
Oh, very well. She was so unbothered. She was so
I love it. I love it.
yeah. Because at this point, Melody's like, I'm over this.
I mean, it need to be called the Melanie Cherie Show.
Right.
I mean, everything is about her, so they need to change the name of the show.
I can see that. Because you know, a lot of cast members even feel like they cater to Melody.
Melanie Cherie and Company.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
Melanie Cherie and the Pips. I mean, okay.
So yeah, I understand that.
Hopefully, no one try to go to Bravo.
Whew. Well, you know what?
I know that's been. I heard that's been an issue.
Bravo, they look a little good on the check side of things.
Oh yeah, on the check side of
Say
things.
that.
Yeah, on the check side, they really do.
Yeah, they do.
And I heard the person have already been filming scenes with them.
Maybe so.
I'm pretty sure there was a non-compete somewhere now.
There was a what again?
Non-compete.
Clause.
All those people get dumb to sit up here and say, if you film here, you can go film this show. I guarantee you, he's not letting that happen.
Probably not, unless there's some other agreement worked out that the public doesn't know about. But I definitely don't know, so I can't answer it. I like how you just kind of brushed by, like, okay.
I enjoyed this interview.
I did too. Thank you for having me.
Back after this reunion, because I already know some stuff, and I'm just waiting for it.
Yeah, and that's why I was like, to a lot of people, I'm like, y'all gonna want to interview me after this reunion. Y'all might want to wait a little bit, but I'll go on and do it.
Well, make sure you go to Scotty Nature TV, House of Aaron, Justin Binga, DJ Richie Sky, Layla TV, all of them.
You know what? Send me all those names so I can have them in one spot.
And go by Empress. You got to go by her too.
Right, right.
What is it? Everyday Husband quotes. I just want to pay recognition to all the people that reached out, that reposted the conversation between me and Mel. My first time ever doing an interview.
Really?
Oh, yeah, this is my first live. You're the first person that I've done.
Oh, wow. Well, hey, first. I know that's right. I'm setting trends already, baby. Yes. So, you better know who to come through. You better know who to call.
Yeah. I can't wait. Next person, Mama Van, if you watching this, I'm coming for you.
Yep.
I Martell Mama. I can just picture her having a Newport and a glass of wine. Just having
right. That's her. That's her. But she has such a beautiful, she has a beautiful spirit. I hate that things are where they are with, her and Melody, because they did have a pretty, tight relationship. And
how long are they in a good place now?
I can't answer. I really don't know.
Come on, Kiki.
I really don't, because we haven't discussed it. I know that the last time we talked about it, they weren't in such a good place because of some things that she had said, that Mama Van had said. So we haven't even discussed it then, because I kind of forgot about it. So we haven't touched on it. So I really don't even know, honestly.
Oh, the mama's beefing?
No. A while ago, Mama, what was it? She said something negative about Melody either on social media or on the show.
Mhm.
And then I also, mind you, I haven't watched it yet, but I also heard that she wasn't Melody wasn't too happy about the way that Martell and his mom talked about
I know she
her
called her lazy.
when she that. So I don't think she's too thrilled about that. So, but as far as where they are, if they've spoken since then or had any resolve, I honestly don't know.
I just want Martell to just acknowledge that he messed up. And
Yeah,
I feel like
he definitely messed up.
he has time to change the narrative, even though everything what's done is done.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't believe in, you can't say that the other child is a mistake. You cannot.
I agree.
Our children are blessings from God. But at the
Absolutely.
same time, you was with this person for 5 years. You knew exactly when you got with the person that it was wrong.
You're
So
right.
it was never a mistake at all. You
I
knew
agree.
what you were doing.
Yeah.
So,
And he couldn't, he couldn't break away from her too. So
I mean, it caused him to lose business.
mm-hmm.
Now you have to go to all these other people. Did you not think, if this woman divorced me, I can't build anything?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Because they dissolved everything.
and
She walked away with nothing
said she
and rebuilt all of it. And you have to admire that.
were you
You
close?
have to.
Were you close to going through anything like that when you was suffering through your addiction?
Oh shoot. Before it, during it, after it. You mean close to going through anything like
Divorce?
about the divorce?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
How did you tell your children about the situation before the show came on? Like, did you have to sit them down and let them know, hey, look, I went through this, and I think y'all should know. They watch television, they're going to see it.
Well, you know what? I did have that conversation with my oldest, and it was honestly before the show, before I was ever even on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I said, I'm an open book and I believe in being candid, even with my children. I have not told the youngest two because I just don't think they'll really understand. My daughter is 10 and my son is 8. And they're such kitty kids.
Uh-huh.
Like, me and my mom had a debate not so long ago where she was like, what were we debating about? If my kids knew what a mugshot was and if they knew what twerking was. And I was like, Mama, I guarantee you, they don't know. They are just that green. They don't know. And so my mom, they were with her at the time. So she called them up and she said, what's a mugshot? And my daughter was like, I don't know. What is it? And I'm like, I told you. And she's like, well, what is twerking? And they're both like, we don't know. So they really are in that stage where they are oblivious to a lot of things. But I'll definitely be just as honest with them as I was with my oldest when I feel like it's the appropriate time.
So next season, there need to be a scene where you're doing your motivational speaking.
Mm-hmm.
And Miss Wanda, she can come and cook the food and cater. You can get that Greek chicken, that dry macaroni cheese, and them shrimp potatoes.
Well, maybe so, but not in my event.
You have to support your family.
No, I have my own. Thank you. But next.
Put a tent outside.
You
put a tent outside.
Better not. I'm calling the police. Okay.
I'm gonna tell them, take her a Gucci bag.
Not the Gucci bag with the shoes that come in the box.
Nah, be out the box.
Right.
Go to what is it, DG Gates? Get her a replica.
A replica.
But I look forward to this reunion this weekend. It is coming on this weekend, right?
No, I believe that it airs on New Year's Eve.
Really?
If I'm not mistaken, it airs New Year's Eve.
You can look the long season.
Yeah, it really was a very long season.
So Carlos need to watch this interview, and he need to tell everybody on the cast they need to come to me for a conversation.
Right.
I really want Martell.
You know what?
Really
hit him up and tell him. Hit him up and tell him. He's on social media just like all of us are. So I'm sure people send them messages about, what they want to see and what they want to see happen and, all that stuff. So hit them up.
Is there anything that you want to leave the audience before we end this broadcast?
Just that, you know what? I love y'all. And I really appreciate the support. You guys have no idea how much that means to me. The Purple Hearts, you have no idea how much that means to me. And I thank you. I'm so grateful. I thank God for you, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart for the amazing support. And stay tuned because I want you to see a lot more. It's not the end of the KEKE story.
Everyone,
So
make
stay
sure you
tuned.
follow KEKE JABBAR on all social media platforms. I'll just put her name in the front.
Yes. KEKE JABBAR on Instagram.
Get ready to see her as a full-time cast member next season.
And Nikisha Dawson Jabbar on Facebook.
So it's true.
We'll see.
You just kind of confirmed it. You say
we shall see. I said you ain't know because I'm like, yeah, I need to be on that. You know what I'm saying? I'm manifesting. I am manifesting, baby.
It was good talking to you.
It was good talking to you as well. And we'll keep in touch.
We sure will. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, bye, girl.
Enjoy your evening and bye, y'all. Thank y'all. Love y'all. Oh, and it's so funny. My mom be over everything. She sent me a message like, people are saying that you are talking over him like Marceau. You need to lay back a little bit. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm expressive.
Mama, she okay. Mama, she is okay.
That's just what you see is what you get. That's me. So, I'll try to tone it down a little bit. Y'all can tell me the truth, and I appreciate the truth. Because everybody got to grow and everybody has to get better. I don't get offended by the truth. I look at things that people are saying, and some things I agree with, and I try to improve those things. So just shoot it straight with me, and I appreciate that.
Next season, when you go to the reunion, I'm going to send you with a prop.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right, bye, girl.
Bye. Bye, y'all.
All right, everyone. I hope you all enjoyed this interview with the one and only Jabbar, KEKE JABBAR. And I'm going to put my social media up there. Actually, it's already there. So feel free to hit me up online and I will answer whatever questions you want to ask. And make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel because I guarantee you more interviews are coming. Y'all have a great day. Bye. And I'm out.